Hey guys, and welcome on into today's NFL pick video play for Saturday, December 23rd, 2017. To get all of our NFL plays for this week's action, you can get those over at stumpthespread.com, linked down in the video description, and be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. So, coming into this one, going to be talking about this matchup here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. Of course, Minnesota has a lot more to play for at this point in the year with their playoff positioning, while Green Bay, they're pretty much just going through the motions, although I do expect the Packers to continue to put in solid effort, given the fact that Hundley, he wants to continue to prove himself, and the Packers actually were looking pretty good there for a while with Hundley under center as they got things to a respectable point where they finally brought Aaron Rodgers back in to try to close out the season strong and maybe make the playoffs. But of course, the Packers losing last week, and with that defeat, going to 7-7 overall, not going to be making the playoffs. So they decided to shut Rodgers down. Hundley going to be getting his chance to continue to prove himself here, and he actually hasn't been too bad in his final two starts before Rodgers came back. The Packers went on to beat the Buccaneers at home, and then they followed that with a win on the road against the Cleveland Browns, trending in a more positive direction with Hundley under center. On the year, the Packers 17th in the league in scoring, 21st in total team defense, a plus-minus of about minus a point and a half. And we go over to the road team here, the Minnesota Vikings, of course, 11-3 overall. Nobody expected the Vikings to put up these kind of numbers this year, but they've been very impressive. Offensively, Case Keenum, he's been leading them. He's thrown for over 3,200 yards, 20 touchdowns. I don't expect the pass game for Minnesota to be too much of a threat here today, given the fact that the weather is going to play a factor. It's always tougher to have a lot of success through the air in these colder climate games when you get into the month of December. So they're probably going to be pounding the ball on the ground a bit more than what they typically do on a week-to-week basis. They're 9th in the league in scoring, 2nd in total team defense. They've built their success this year on the defensive side of the ball. 2nd in the league, giving up about 17.3 points per game. And the Vikings have a plus-minus of about positive a touchdown, actually a little bit over that. And if you just go by what these two teams typically average throughout the course of the regular season, you get right at about where this current spread is at, with Minnesota giving about 8.5 to 9 points. One thing that I will note is the Vikings, if you look at all of their road games this year, none of them they've won by more than 8 points. They've actually played in a lot of competitive road games throughout the course of the regular season against varying levels of competition. They have shown that they can get the job done away from home, picking up a lot of wins, but they've generally been in about one possession type games. The Vikings having more to play for here. That's probably why that number gets ticked up a little bit here to about 9 points. If you were just strictly going on the plus-minus of both of these teams and figuring in the home field advantage for the Packers, you'd get this spread more at about a touchdown, but it is a couple points more than that, given the fact that not only Aaron Rodgers isn't playing, but also the fact that the Vikings have a little bit more on the line here today. But we expect this to be a lower scoring game. Right now, that total is at about 40.5 to 41 points. Wouldn't be surprised if it hit the under. And with points coming more at a premium in these cold weather type games, we feel pretty confident here, siding with the home team, taking the Green Bay Packers, getting those points, especially when you figure in the fact that Minnesota has never won a road game this year by more than the spread that they're currently giving in this matchup. If you guys agree with this pick, give the video a thumbs up. If you disagree, give it a thumbs down. Click that subscribe button to continue to get all of our NFL pick video plays. And you can check out all of our NFL plays over at stumpthespread.com for this week's action. So thanks, guys, for stopping on in, and we hope to see you in future videos. Bye.